It's time for Video Game Replays!
Welcome in, everybody. Talking about the best game we've ever played on this channel. I'm your host today, Mr. CJ. Either below me to my left or to my right, we have the Big Dilf.
Big enough in the building. What's up? Joining me is other co-host Larry, Big Larry.
Hey guys, glad to be alive, glad to be here, and I'll leave it at that, and we'll continue with the rest of the show. How you doing today?
All right, let's get going today. It's not too bad of a day. When I'm hosting, it's always the best day because it's probably the best game ever, as we've seen in the past. Overall, not too bad. Anybody done anything crazy this week, Larry? You got anything crazy going on?
Myself, been slow, been sick, been real sick actually. It's kind of affected everything. I think I've lost the last 2 days of life, and I say that's why I'm just happy I'm here and I'm functioning, and I think I can hold this down for next hour, and if not, if I skip and run away, you know why. But other than that, no, I haven't really been doing much. It's
Can't
cold.
blame you. Yeah, fair enough. Aiden, you make any snow angels or anything?
A couple angels here and there, but pretty much just getting cold all the time. I think it was I asked my Alexa. I want to say it was Wednesday morning. It was Tuesday for me in my head because I work night shifts, but it was Wednesday morning, and I asked my Alexa. I was like, "What's the temperature?" Because it's so damn cold out, and my Alexa said -13. And I was like, "Oh, this is crazy. I've never experienced this type of weather where I'm at." So who knows? It's crazy, but not a whole lot going on. Been working a little bit, been getting cold a little bit, a couple snow angels. Yeah, but other than that, not really shit.
Yeah, kind of with both you guys. I got like an inch of snow that's already gone since the last time we talked. We got like 1 inch and it left that day pretty much. Still been cold and not really been doing much either. I did finish the season 5 of Better Call Saul, so I got one season left and it's ramping up pretty good. So should bridge me into Breaking Bad pretty good there. So that's kind of exciting. Haven't been playing a lot of games myself really this week, I'd say. Played a little bit of 2K, kind of been a down week. Haven't really played much. Obviously played the game of the week, had fun doing it personally. I don't know, it just hasn't been a gaming week for me. I think the cold in a way just makes me not even want to do that. It makes me just kind of want to rot on the couch. So I've been cooking more, I guess, but nothing crazy, like just basic stuff. I mean, Aiden, I know you've had a little bit of time at work. You play any good games?
Not really. I touched up a little bit on Hollow Knight, but I've been watching. I don't know if you guys. I've told you guys to watch it before, but have you guys watched Castlevania on Netflix? If
I
not,
haven't, but I remember you saying it.
it's very
No, I
good.
seen the new one was out. The new season started or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I watched the new season of that at work. I wanted to start Better Call Saul, but I just forgot about it because C's obviously been hounding me about it.
It's so
We
good.
actually, C forgot to mention, we've been playing this game, and I actually want to feature it on the channel sometime. It's a fun game, multiplayer game. It's called Phasmophobia. We've been playing it. It's like a ghost hunting game, and you got to like get evidence and figure out what the ghost is without it killing you, hunting you down. It's pretty badass. I mean, it's not a free game, obviously, but it's pretty sick. We've been playing that. A little bit of
15,
2K. We've $15-20, yeah. We've died
Yeah.
down on our 2K era a little bit. Playing it here and there, but shit, other than that, it's a very, very boring week for me, to be honest.
Larry, have you at least found some time to pick up the handheld or something in this sickness?
Well, I think before I got sick and over the weekend, I did pick back up my can't think of it, that Road to Redemption. I still suck at that game. I still can't get past technically like, the second chapter, which I think puts you at like level 9, but still like it. Um, I did take my handheld into work because it's cold as balls, and basically I'm sitting there all day. If I hit the keyboard, I'm breaking out a little something. So I just dug in some more classic Nintendo, playing some random Mario games just to kind of get the brain going, thumbs going. Um, but no, I haven't really too much gaming. Like I say, I did going back to the things I've done. I guess talk about what we watched. I did fire up Loki season 1 again, and that was kind of fun as I was in and out of consciousness during my sickness. Was waking up like, oh, what time are we in right now? What? Okay, drop out again, come back to. But yeah, it's a good fever dream show to have on.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with you. It's strange. I think we need to put this down on the counter. Something this week is weird in the world where video gaming just didn't seem to be too high in priorities.
feel like we all had our little Christmas, and then it's kind of the first week back always sucks, but we're expecting it. Now we're a few weeks into work, and now it's kind of just, man, we don't like, when's the next holiday for most of us? You know what I mean? I think my next one's Memorial Day, so like this is my long stretch of the year. So
Oh wow.
I mean, it reminded me when you said fever dream. I have a bone to pick with Aiden that I mentioned to him. I had a dream, and Aiden fucked me over basically. Long story short, I was getting robbed by 4 people. I shot 3 of them because I'm a badass apparently, and the my mom and Aiden show up for some reason. The cop comes in. He starts talking to me. I'm laying on like I'm sitting back, kind of chilling on like a doctor's office table for some reason. Start getting so tired, and the officer. Let me finish the sentence. The officer starts taking off his uniform, and he's got a lab coat on. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I look over at Aiden. Aiden's got an IV in my arm. Aiden and my mom set this up so I'd get my wisdom teeth out, and I'm pissed about it. Yeah, like I was pissed about it because I don't want to get them out. And they forced me to. I shot 3 people over it in my in this dream. So I'm
Damn.
thinking, holy shit! And then I woke up just kind of angry for about 5 minutes before I realized I didn't shoot anybody. My house didn't get robbed. And like I woke up, I was getting robbed. I was napping on the couch. I was getting robbed, and I was on the couch napping. I like thought I genuinely woke up. So it was one of those dreams in a dream. Fucked my world up. So yeah, fuck you, Aiden.
Did
I'm not getting my wisdom teeth out.
Oh, I was gonna say, was Aiden still at least had the IV in your arm and all that, wait for it to happen.
It ended
Um,
up being a needle, and no.
I'm gonna throw this out randomly. It'll give us a little time frame in this, and I'm sorry we're doing it, but he did make me think of something that kicked in. It's like, yo, what is messed up? Why aren't we playing? And statistically, just to give ourselves a timestamp, the third Monday of the year is technically known as Blue Monday, and Blue Monday is the most depressing day of the year. So we have hit that week where
Makes
all that
sense.
kicks into play and all that. But it's a concept I guess came up by some UK study or something, but it's a thing. So maybe that's why we weren't too video gaming. But like I said, I know we're getting above freezing this weekend, so hopefully I'll come right out of that
Yeah.
depression and be running around in the 30s in my t-shirt and shorts and feeling great about it.
Right? I know Aiden mentioned Phasmophobia, which I kind of forgot we were playing. I've been trying to push it out of my brain. I'm normally with horror movies and horror games. Normally, they just don't like. I'm just not a huge fan of them. I normally don't get very shook up. Like I'm not a badass by any means, but like I get the jump scare, but I don't really ever get freaked out or feel like kind of genuinely scared. Game kind of makes me feel genuinely scared. Like I turn off the Xbox, I'm kind of like looking around. I feel so like I kind of have a little fear in me playing this game. I'll be honest. It's probably the first fear I've had since like watching the original Slenderman videos when I was like 10. Like that shit, those games used to scare me. This shit's actually kind of spooky. I think it's worth the money on it. It doesn't. I don't think it takes like a ton of hardware if anybody wants to pick it up and play it, kind of thing either. And now they ported it over to console as well. So I mean, if anybody has a console and wants to check it out, it's got a learning curve, but YouTube and just reading is pretty much your friend in it. But it's yeah, no, it definitely shook me up. It shakes me up a little bit. It gets me scared, dude.
Yeah, it does. I
It's
think
a little,
I
it's
think
a
it's
little
just the
freaky.
fact that it's not just a horror game. You have objectives in it, and like you're trying to like do the objectives and you get the high score. So you're not totally focused on the fact that it's like a horror game. So you're like,
Yeah,
oh, let me see this. Let me check this. Let me go right here and check this. And oh fuck, I'm being killed right now.
Yeah,
like,
and it's got proximity chat, which is always a plus in any game, in my opinion. So, like,
oh yeah,
if we're checking out this house and Aiden's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the basement and check it out," I might just never hear from Aiden again. And so
yeah.
there was
You
one
can,
time
God.
yeah. I
Aiden
like,
died early one time, and so you have to hide while it's like hunting, and so it's hunting around, and I can hear it, and I can't hear Aiden anymore, so I assume he's dead because you do have walkie talkies too if you hold the button. So I'm hiding in a closet, and Aiden like thought I left. He thought I just got off the game and quit because he couldn't find me because I was hiding in a closet because it lets you be a ghost and so like look around the map and stuff. And so
after
Aiden's
you
looking
die.
around. He really thought after he died that I just left. I just didn't say anything. So he called me. He's like,
Yeah.
"Dude, what? Like, why'd you get off?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm hiding in the closet. It won't go away." And it would like, it'll walk by and it'll just open the closet door as it walks by. And I just grab that door and slam it shut really quick. And you just hear it turn around. It gives me some, oh, yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I get a little like, it's fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty fun.
to give Larry the gist of kind of how the game works, like this evidence, there's a big list of ghosts, and like for each ghost, there's like three usually evidence where like if this happens, is this ghost. If these three things happen, it's definitely this ghost, and you can kind of narrow it down. Like for instance, one of them is like UV lights. If like you see something like spooky like happen, like a door open, and you shine a UV light on it, and there's a ghost handprint, then you could say the UV light is one of the evidence.
One of the
Like
clues, yeah.
it reacts to UV light, and like one of them is freezing temperatures. You have a little thermometer, and if the ghost comes around you and the thermometer goes to freezing temperatures, then that's one of the evidence. It's like stuff like that. It's
And
pretty
it's the same as
interesting.
like you can mark it so like you can mark shit off too. So like if it's the UV light, if a couple doors open and we're not seeing anything, you can mark it out, and it'll also say like, oh well, it can't be one of these 6 ghosts because you have to see UV light for it to be one of them. And like so, all the different, I think there's
Okay.
23 of them, 20 something, and they all act
Yeah.
different too. Like some of them are super aggressive, some of them are super shy, some of them like if you single each other, like if you go separate ways, they like a singled out person. It's pretty cool, honestly.
And
It's got a little depth to it.
that definitely helps the replay value of the game. It's not like a horror
Yeah.
game, like we can play it once and then like we're never gonna play it again. But, like
Yeah, essentially, yeah. There's different maps, but essentially it's like different houses. Some of them are like residential, some of them are like abandoned, and basically, other than that, it's like a roll of dice. You load into it. It's a roll of dice of what ghost it could be, and it changes. Me and Aiden were terrible the first couple runs. Like we could not guess
Oh,
the
yeah.
ghost right at all, and like so it's just different. And then especially, I'm sure the more you play it, you can pick up on the patterns. But we're like, oh, dude, it's doing this, and it's got to be this thing. It's got to be this thing. Like me and Aiden the one time we were like, I was yelling at him, dude, there's no way I'm wrong. It's one of these two. I don't want to test anymore. 50-50, we just take a chance, and I was wrong. But like it's
Yeah, I was like,
different.
dude.
It's different. I was like, this is the same thing that was happening 3 times ago, and it was this. It's gotta be this. It wasn't. So it's definitely it's got some replay value to it because of that, for sure.
Maybe a Halloween episode in the future or something.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. It's a little intense. I'm a guy who can't handle Among Us too well, so I don't know.
Yeah, I almost would rather like LAN party this, like it's kind of, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's not scary. It's like crazy scary, but it's like it's weirdly spooks you. Like something that maybe
Yeah.
shouldn't spook you, but it does.
It just
I
gives
can
you a
see
weird
it.
feeling.
That
They do have
proximity
this.
thing sounds crazy.
That's always
Yeah.
fun. There's a spirit box too where like you can talk to it or whatever, and like it gives you a couple things you can basically say, and it picks up like it recognizes that you said it, like the game will. And so if it will talk through the spirit box, it'll reply, and it genuinely just kind of sounds like somebody is just somehow connecting to your headset through a fucking walkie-talkie. Like it kind of like the first time it hit, I kind of was like what's going on? Like looking around because I'm like,
Oh yeah,
and
and
it's some like weird shit. It's like, hey, like, are you friendly? And it's something like the one was like, I killed the old lady. I killed it, and it's like scratchy. It sounds fucking creepy. I was
Larry, you know what a
shivering.
spirit box sounds like? Like the and like it like pieces together like things, like little things. I don't know exactly how it works, but you know what it sounds like?
It sounds
Hmm.
like a ransom note almost in fucking
Yeah, it's
walkie-talkie form. Like it's breaking in
it
and
sounds
out.
like
It's like
it's
Oh
breaking in it.
I
god.
I
killed them. Like it's fucking weird. Like,
And there was one time
Oh
when you were in the
wow.
bathroom and I think CJ asked, "Yeah, where are you?" And she said, I'm right here." And the ghost appeared, and like as we were talking, I was like,
yeah.
"Oh shit, get out, leave."
Oh
We weren't
god.
getting anything, and I kept like, it doesn't know everything you say because like I was talking shit. Like I'm like, where the fuck are you, pussy? Show yourself. And then I was like, where are you? And then it said I'm right here, and I started to open or close the door, And as I close the door, Aiden goes to run, and it fucking killed him. And I'm like, no.
He closed
And
me
so
into the bathroom with him.
when it starts
Oh,
hunting,
gosh.
it automatically the front door locks, so you can't get out. You have to hide. So I turn around and I just hear Aiden die. And he's like, I'm dying. And you just hear like the neck crack. So I'm running across the house, and I'm like, just kind of like trying to hide. It was funny. It leads for some good
Oh,
moments.
I'll have to invest in that. Then we'll have to try that out.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's no Felix the Cat though. Let's just put it there. I mean, um,
Doesn't sound it.
Felix the
Doesn't sound it at all.
Cat. Game of the week this week. Couple weeks into the year, Blue Monday. We're gonna lighten the mood. We got Felix the Cat. Basically, to give you a little bit, on it like we do. Felix the Cat. Everybody kind of knows at least a little bit about Felix. You look him up, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, the cartoon cat. They made a game because it's the '90s. You make a game. Came out in '93 in July. Oddly enough, it was made in Japan but never released in Japan. It only released in North America and Europe. So don't know. It's kind of later Nintendo or NES, so maybe they were kind of like, let's just push it out. Possibly because it was an American cartoon kind of thing. So they're like, it's not going to do well here. I don't know. It was developed by, and forgive us as always, Shimada Kikaku. Forgive me. It was published by Hudson Soft, and it's a platformer. It's a side scroller. It's basic old school game. I mean, if you think of, hey, just draw an old school game, just draw on a page what you think it is, just make one up. Don't draw something odds are at least 8 and 10 people are going to draw something similar to this. It's pretty generic, but I mean, to give you the limited background depth that this game does have in story, really to sum it up, Felix the Cat pretty much he's setting out to rescue his girlfriend Kitty. Yes, that is her name. Very original. And who stole Kitty? The evil mad professor that remains unnamed. He's just the evil mad professor. And that's pretty much that's the story of the game. There's not much more story to it. That's really all it gives you. It's no Ninja Gaiden, no Contra, not a lot of depth here. It's no Kirby in that matter, not a lot of story to it. But it's basic NES mechanics, you get different attack abilities and stuff, which kind of helps the game. It's based on magic points and stuff that you collect. Once you get more magic points, your magic level goes up and you get better abilities. So they kind of change per level, but to get through it, basically, if you're on magic level 1, you get hit once, you're going to die. But on magic level 2, if you get hit, it knocks you back down to magic level 1. So basically, if you take damage, your ability gets worse. Pretty much all there really is to it. There's not a lot of context to it. But I mean, you boot up the game. First impressions, Larry. How did it come at you?
Okay, well, this is definitely true first impressions. I've never played this game prior to the other day when I first tried it out. I liked the way it looked. I was a little confused of really because I thought the evil wizard, mad magician guy, not the wizard, but the bad guy.
Science professor, yeah,
Mhm.
whatever he is.
Yeah, I thought he was actually more of like, I want your magic bag, but I got your girlfriend, so you're gonna come get it anyways.
Yeah, he
And I'm
mentioned
like,
the bag like once and then kind of drops it. It's
yeah. I mean, it's like I want your bag, but then after that, he's always talking about your girlfriend. I'm like, I thought you wanted my bag, dude. But um, yeah, I felt like I said we were playing a basic platformer. I really, I don't know, I really wasn't too impressed. I mean, that's just where I'm gonna go with it. Um, it didn't look bad, sounded pretty awful. Um, and the game just it was a struggle for me to get as far as I did get into it. Again,
yeah,
like I said,
fair.
I was
Fair.
sick. I was sick on the days that normally I would have gave a lot of attention to it, so maybe that affected some of it. But I mean, it was just hard for me, it was hard to stay interested into it long enough to get anywhere into it. I did get to about level 4, and at that point,
Mhm.
my ability to focus and pay attention and do anything at that point was pretty much spent. I had intentions of coming back, just never made it back to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
fair.
yeah, I wasn't impressed. I mean, at least out the gate, it didn't seem too exciting to me.
Can't argue with that. Yeah, like I said, there's not really much behind it like we see in a lot of these other games we've been playing. So I mean, get where you're coming from, Aiden. I mean,
Well,
you feel the same way, or do you
Uh,
you love it? You
um,
love it so much, and it's the best game we've ever played on the pod.
not quite the latter, but I don't. I did beat the game, and it was really one dimensional. It really felt like an arcade game. Like you're putting in quarters and trying to beat this game as long as you can make it. It was okay. It was. I feel like the movement was solid just because it was kind of later Nintendo and released similar movement to Kirby, where you have like directional movement in the air, which is is always a bonus for me because it's more similar to real life, to like not real life, but current games. But I
You can't
didn't,
do that in
I
real
didn't
life.
hate it. I don't think it was a super in depth game. I wouldn't put it up there with any of the previous games, except but maybe a couple of extras and maybe Ducktales. But yeah, that's about it.
Come on, it's
Just kidding.
crazy. Crazy talk. It's definitely no DuckTales. I think it has a similar feel to DuckTales in a way. I know Aiden mentioned the movement, similar to Kirby in that regard, but this isn't a game that came out in '83 or something like that. This game did come out 10 years later in '93. Things were a little more refined. There was a Game Boy version that was pretty much the same thing too. They're pretty much moving on from NES. Felt kind of like a cash grab. I mean, first looks of it, it's probably just a cash grabby kid like game. It's so simple that I think it really is. Obviously, video games at first definitely were marketed towards kids. I mean, I think this one was definitely really looking down the scope at kids when they they thought of this game. It's pretty simple. I think it's easy on the eyes. It doesn't have too much going on. It's not crashy and glitchy. Larry, I disagree a little bit on the music. I didn't think it sounded terrible. I didn't think it's definitely not some of the masterpieces we've listened to. I think it's okay. I think the mechanics overall, first impression, started bouncing around a little bit. It feels good to play, at least, I would say, I think, is where I would differ a little bit and kind of it's where I agree with Aiden for sure. Is it feels okay to play mechanically. I don't feel like the first Super Mario where it does, you don't have your directional movement and you jump straight up and can't move left or right. It gives me a couple points there for making me be able to move around a little more freely. But yeah, no masterpiece by any means. I agree with things you both said in that regard. It's just it's okay. I mean, first impression, it's okay. I think
uh,
that's really how I feel about it. First off rip.
it is okay. I think, like I say, it's just Nintendo is the platform or is the console platformer, and you'll find that there's tons of them if you dig through it. And this didn't even so much I say feel like a cash grab as much as it just did feel like we needed to make a game to put out, something to throw out there. We had it over here, so we decided we'll just go ahead and send it to America or something.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It just, but I mean, even that, I guess what really kind of struck me weird was this is a late Nintendo game, like you say, 92.
Hmm.
And I think the Super Nintendo's out by that point, so that's probably why you actually didn't get it in Japan because it's probably been out for 2 or 3 years in
Yeah.
Japan. And also, this is third phase Nintendo, where truthfully they were, which I was looking at that just a second ago, if they'd done it, but they generally backport a lot of their Game Boy games, like
Hmm.
where you're almost getting the exact same thing, except to add a better color palette and clean up a little bit,
Yeah.
which looks of it, like you say, a lot of it looks the same, so it's probably built off a lot of the same code.
Hmm.
Um, but I think, like I say, I do think it looks good. The Felix, you can tell it. I do like the details that he gets in every little thing. At least in the magic that he changes different stats and those
Yeah.
things. Um, but I do think they lacked in showing a lot of that in their enemies. Now, part of that
Yeah.
maybe is because I didn't really pay attention to the enemies as much as I did just make sure I didn't get hit by them because I didn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
100%.
But I don't think they stood out towards anything. I mean, but I mean, at
Yeah.
least I think some effort was made to at least try to make the appearance of Felix look good. Um, but I don't think that this was we're going to make the best game ever game.
Yeah. Definitely could agree. Yeah, kind of taking what you said and pivoting into what like the graphics look like. I definitely think it almost felt like they said, "Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me" about Felix, and just kind of hope that you were focused on Felix because, like you said, I mean the enemies didn't really have. I mean, can you name three? You know what I mean? Like none of them really stick out at you. Like I was actually telling Aiden earlier, I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, I played through the whole game in like an hour, maybe hour 15, and I'm like, can't remember really any of the bosses. Really, like they just all felt generic-y.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was a dog. I remember there was like a cat with a gun, and there was the professor. But like I can't even really remember the fight scene of it. Really, like I feel like the enemies were super lackluster. Like you said, magic stuff with Felix was cool, and they definitely you could tell that they cheaped out on the enemies in that aspect. I think the background stuff it looked pretty good. You know, you can tell that it is later NES graphically. I feel like, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, gameplay wise, definitely a little different there. I did kind of give it a few points for not being glitchy, which is later Nintendo. You know, you don't expect it as much, but I always can appreciate not walking into something with two enemies and then start spazzing out a little bit. So I can always appreciate that. I kind of did like the scenery changes graphic wise. I kind of give them a little bit of credit for doing something different. I feel like a lot of platformers of this time, you go through like, oh, this is your grassy level, and now you're underwater, and now you're in a cave, and now you're back in a grassy area, and it kind of feels like Mario made that the meta in a way. And I think Kirby,
Yeah.
you know, kind of followed suit. Kirby did a little bit different, you know, with space, and you see it here. They end up sending you up in the sky. There's a few flying levels. So gave it a little bit. It was nice that it wasn't just the same screen in the background as you went through. It felt like it could have been a little better, but it still looked pretty good. So I mean, I didn't hate that part of it. Um, Looked all right, really overall. Aiden, I mean, you loved it, right? I know how much you've been excited for this
Oh, I've been
game.
jumping for joy this whole time. No, like I said, I mean the game's okay. To be honest, if I'm being truthful, comparing it to some of the other great games that we've selected, the bosses didn't really stand out. The characters didn't really stand out. The noise design didn't was okay. I mean, I don't think that was a negative for it, but it was okay. It wasn't standoutish. Obviously, the levels were interesting. I kind of like the difference in levels and how the upgrading of your character, your magic, kind of changed how you maneuver those through those levels. But I mean, this game was just way too easy. If we're being honest, I mean, I beat the whole game in probably about 50 minutes. Like it was just too easy. And I mean, you have no you can like you die, but like you lose a life, but you get so many lives that it doesn't really matter all that much. And each time like you get an upgrade, like you don't even die, you just go back from one upgrade. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think the music. I don't think the music was a negative, but like it's no Ninja Gaiden, it's no Contra, like it's no Ducktales, it's no Mega Man. Like all those had really stand out soundtracks.
100%.
This really didn't do it for me. I'm what's keeping it in there is I like the concept of the abilities. The gameplay felt smooth. The graphics looked smooth. That's pretty much what's keeping it afloat for me. Because even the bosses, I mean, the bosses were way too easy. And there's a couple. I think there were 6 bosses or 9 bosses in the game. And I think three of like there was one like the white one. See it like the white cylinder that went up and down. I think that appeared 3 different times.
Yeah, dude,
And
it kept coming back, and I still don't know what it is. You know
I
what I
still
mean?
don't know
I
what it
still have no.
is.
I thought it was a trash can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
like for a boss, like if you have a great game like Elden Ring, where like you have there's literally like in the game there's probably 200 different bosses and they're all like very hard. But like and obviously it's not fair to compare, but because Elden Ring's the best game of all time. But like you have 9 bosses and the levels are so already so easy and the worlds are like they're like 2 levels.
Yeah.
And the worlds are like 2 levels and you go to the end of a world and the boss is the easiest thing you've ever played and it's a repeat boss. There's no like there's no satisfaction from beating that boss or beating that level. It's just I beat the easiest boss I've ever played just now. I guess we'll go on to the next level. Like I think I died to a boss like one time and is at the end because there's like he has like 1,000 hit points, but like that's it. It didn't really
Is that
nothing
in
really
this
stood out.
game or
You said
That's
Yeah.
what?
Felix? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, Felix, the guy. Yeah, I wasn't talking about Ninja Gaiden, but the guy at the end had like an abnormal like he was easy to hit and he didn't really hit you that much, but he just like okay, I've been hitting you like 50 times now. You can die.
Yeah, no. I think one thing that really kind of pissed me off in a way, and I know it's kind of ironic because last episode when we did play Ninja Gaiden, what did I do with the cutscenes? Nothing. And so that going into it, I actually restarted the game. I killed myself and was like, I'm just gonna reboot everything. Let me pay attention. And yeah, maybe I should have just paid attention last week and not this week because they could have just done anything different. I don't think it made sense because you go through a few worlds and like you're on this mission to go to them, and then your ass is just back chilling at the house and your phone rings again. So it's like, are you just randomly running towards him and then you just take a break and go back home? Like I don't really understand. And it's the same animation every time. It's the phone's ringing, you run from the left side of the screen, like use the force to grab your suitcase, pissed off and run. Like, and the professor says some weird shit. I'm gonna be real. I have mentioned it off the pod, but he says something at one point. He's like, "You better hurry up. I have your girlfriend. You don't know what I'm gonna do." And she's like tied up in a chair. Bro, that's a cat. Like I don't want to know what you're gonna do, but I didn't like it. So maybe a different graphic, or maybe like I don't know. Maybe you have her tied up and she's about to fall in a pit of lava and she's closer. Something. Maybe Felix is chilling in the house somewhere. But no, it's the chair and a phone and a lamp. And he runs on the screen and the phone rings the same amount of times. It's like, come on, like you're paying for this game, and it feels like even though it feels like they overload you with pretty colors to ignore the fact that the animations of it really aren't all that. Like the cutscenes aren't great. Like everybody said, the enemies are kind of just there. And
Yeah,
other
if I
than
paid,
Felix himself, it doesn't look that great, really.
can any of you imagine paying more than $15 for this game in the 90s and being happy with it? Like genuinely being like, oh fuck yeah, I
Oh
got my
no.
money's worth. No, I can't imagine
Uh,
physically buying a copy of this game and being happy.
And maybe at age
I,
8,
I,
you know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah,
like cat.
maybe.
I would have to like bought this from like video game stores, video rental stores that I mentioned. Like when
Yeah.
you at this time frame, this is probably what you would have got. They would have got their return on investment on this, and basically you probably could have bought it for $10 or something because you weren't gonna get the original box, you weren't gonna get the manual, you're just gonna get the
Mhm.
cartridge. And that thing probably struggled to get sold or
Yeah.
struggled to get rented in the first place. So
Yeah,
um,
it's buy any game, get Felix the Cat for free. It's
pretty much like please just take the shit. Um, I do remember. I did want to bring up. I remember. I thought it was weird too. Like these. I guess you call them cutscenes. So they were animated. It would be like Felix holding his bag, laughing, um, and like some random shit at the end of levels when he beat. Like, what do you in the boss's dead corpse? And just be like two guys sitting on the porch. And Felix would be just like run by laughing. I'm like, what the hell does that got to do with
yeah, right.
anything?
Or they're just like laugh. Yeah, I'm with you. He's kind of he has the briefcase and he's holding his stomach. Like I don't know, dude. Your girlfriend's in trouble. Like you might. This dude's weird. I would get there quick. Like I don't understand. You keep going back to the house. You keep laughing. Like I don't know what the fuck you're doing, Felix. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I mean, for what it's worth, I think the soundtrack was okay. I think it got better progressively, which is kind of something I like. At least I like progression in general. It's definitely didn't paint the scene like some things we've seen previously, where the music makes you feel like you're progressing, but you could at least hear the music changing through levels. I think the last level, for some reason, like everything just turned dark. It was like a red sky, and the music was darker, and I kind of appreciated it. But at the same time, it's like too little, too late. I mean, I think it was okay. I don't think it's the worst soundtrack I've ever heard, but I guess I've never thought about it. It might be, but it's not that bad, really. I mean, it's upbeat. It's kind of jingly, just kind of typical 8-bit. It feels like they were trying to show off. Just feels like they were trying to show off by hitting a bunch of buttons in a way. Like I don't think it really. They didn't try too hard. I think they just said, "Hey, by the
Yeah.
way, we got to add sound to this game. Can somebody make a quick, basic 8-bit track that we can throw behind a scrolling
Yeah, and
platform?"
I will say I want to kind of add on. We're kind of repeating some of the same stuff because I mean this game is one dimensional. I mean there's not that much to talk about. But I also want to say kind of in favor of this of Felix the Cat. It sounds like from how we're shitting on it, this game is the worst game we've ever played, and it's pretty much Flappy Bird. But I don't get that impression. It's it's it wasn't something that while I was playing it, I was dreading playing it. It was okay. Like I'm playing this game mindlessly. Like I wasn't like, dude, I can't wait to get to this next level. It wasn't like a Ninja Gaiden or anything or where it's like super rewarding and I was like, oh shit, I'm actually I'll come back to this. But I wasn't personally absolutely dreading it. No, I mean my score's not going to be high. I'm going to be honest, but I wasn't like absolutely hating this game, so I don't want you to get that impression.
Oh, he's telling you, folks, foreshadowing right there. Um, like I say, the soundtrack doesn't impress because it wasn't anything spectacular. As I'm thinking back on it, and as CJ's talking about it, maybe it was trying to give it that 1900s feel. Classical cartoony music, which to any of us that's been alive for less than 600 years, it's going to be really boring carnival type music. Which,
Yeah.
as I think about it, I think that's what I'm hearing anyways in my head. But I just wasn't impressed with it at all. Um, Sorry, I got a visitor just came in. Um, Either way, it just doesn't stick. And I actually don't even think the music so much is what bothers me, as much as just the sound was boring. It was flat. I mean, it did its job. It was
Mm,
there, so you knew what was happening, but it just it just wasn't good enough to stick with you. And I don't know if that was their intention.
yeah, no, I think you hit it on the head there. It's basic. I mean, it's nothing, like you said, it's nothing special at all. It just kind of feels like, it almost feels like somebody made a game today to try to replicate an NES game, in all honesty. And they weren't there. It's like somebody my age that didn't grow up playing all these games when they first came out. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make a classic NES game. Like, let's just this is a $5 game. Let's throw it on Xbox, Steam, and the Switch, and see if we can make a little money on it. It's kind of what the soundtrack gives me vibes of. So I mean, it's you know, just feels like they cheaped out in some areas in that regard. And I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Well,
mean, just it's not spectacular.
looking back up through this here and thinking about what you said originally, you said it was developed by, was this one person?
So it was developed by yeah, the one person. It was published through Hudson Soft, but it was developed alone by Shib- Shimada Kakatu. Kikatu. Forgive me, sir. But
Yeah. Well, I
yes, I
mean,
mean,
if this itself from concept to end was all done out by one person, props. I mean, don't get me wrong. Um, he made the game. It's willing to be put out there. They ended up doing it. Cool. And I mean, it's not impossible to think that back at this time frame that you could do that because I mean, even some of the best known, I think I'll just use Super Mario Bros. 3, one of the more popular games of the NES time. I think it was only made by 4 or 5 people, if
yeah,
that. I mean, so
Yeah,
it's not impossible to say one person could have programmed all this.
it
fair.
was
That's
Shimada
fair.
Kikaku.
Sorry that you're proficient in Japanese and I'm not.
Gotta say, it wasn't that hard. It was Kikaku, Kikaku.
Right, so there's a lot to look at. There's a lot of lines and stuff, you know. Aiden, you
But
kind of
I will
started
say,
harping a little bit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just speaking to these people that might be nostalgic of this game or played it in their childhood. You got to realize we're comparing these games to the best of the best on the NES. So just keep that in
Yeah.
mind. I assume CJ just saw a list and said, "What are the best NES games?" Because he had never played this game before either, and just picked it. Otherwise, I have no clue why he would draft this game.
I
But
actually,
I
why
just
I
want to
picked
say
this
that we're
game,
comparing it to the best of the best.
I actually picked this game similarly. It was just a list of every single NES game, and I was like, I know who Felix the Cat is, and I clicked on it, watched maybe 30 seconds, and was like, fuck it, yeah, throw it on there. I could get down with it. Felix the Cat, hell yeah. So yeah, no, definitely that's a good point. I know you kind of started on the gripes early. I mean, how I feel about it, my biggest gripes, I think, is just inconsistency throughout the game. I think in some games it works when it doesn't feel it almost feels like this is unintentionally inconsistent. Some games, like Aiden's mentioned, Elden Ring, feel intentionally like they intentionally make it not consistent so that you're not playing the same thing the whole game. But that has a lot more subject matter. I feel like I don't really hate if you got a level that's a little bit longer than the last or a little bit shorter. I feel like the levels, there was some levels that I might have taken 40 seconds to beat just going through it. And there were some levels where it felt like I was on the same level for 8 minutes, not struggling, just making my way through the level
Yeah.
without dying. It felt like some of the levels were just so long. There was at one point, I can't remember which level. I want to say it was around World 6 maybe. I genuinely thought there was like a little escape thing I was supposed to take somewhere because I swore I saw like I swore I was going through the motion. There was one of the water levels and I swore I was just seeing the same stuff. I swore that there's no way I'm just missing something. It wasn't the case. It was just a very, very long, like 30 pieces of paper taped together to make this long ass world when the world before was 2 pieces of paper long. So that I think kind of upset me. And I think a lot of times in games, especially of this time, you do have things where like boss 3 might be more difficult than boss 6, but for the most part, the bosses get progressively harder. I kind of didn't feel that way with this game. I felt like just it was kind of random. Like I'd almost feel like they took all the bosses, threw them in a bingo ball thing, and just picked them out and said, "Well, this one's gonna be harder than this one." And so, I mean, to me, it feels like boss 2 is harder than 4, but boss 5 is a little bit harder than 4, but boss 3 was harder than all of those, and then one of the last bosses is pretty easy. Like it just felt weird consistency wise. I think just the lack of detail in enemies in general just might be my biggest hit on this game. It doesn't really feel like they put much thought past Felix himself. I mean, the abilities and stuff he has are something else, but just the enemies, even then, I mean, can you recall more than excluding bosses, can you recall 2 things that any enemy that you ran into did? Like they had the one that would like shoot a projectile at a little tiki head. It felt like he was in there for 2 levels and then never appeared until the last couple stages where the dinosaur was that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And the rest of them felt like they just kind of roamed. And then it's weird because like there's a little groundhog looking thing and I can't jump on its head. But while the bird's flying through, I can jump and walk on its head. Like I just that
Yeah.
part really bothers me because I thought I died and then I noticed I kind of like was walking for a second while the bird was moving. Like you can just stand on a bird, but you can't stomp a groundhog. Like those inconsistencies really bother me when it's. I know it's 1993, but these are things that other games have been like they've had the formula for. They've done it correctly, and it feels like you just lack of detail. And like you said, credit maybe it is one person. It kind of got overlooked, but I just feel like it's a big detail. You know what I mean? It's like not all video games are going to be realistic, but if you're going to put the fact that me walking into a mole or jumping on a mole kills me, I better not be able to stand on a pigeon while it's flying. That's how I feel about that. So I mean, Larry, let's hear your gripes. I know you're feeling similar when it comes to
Um,
gripes.
I do feel similar about it, and actually, yeah, you called off. I do recall the weird feeling of being able to like, oh, I can land on that bird, and then like I go down and hit something on the ground, and like it kills me. I'm like, that itself is kind of effed up. Um,
Yeah.
the one enemy that stood out to me that you mentioned, you asked, and straight as the one really enemy was just a cannon, and I don't know why, but I just remember there being cannons everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
this dude laid out a whole arsenal of weapons to kill me, and it's like, other than that. Like, you just want my bag, come get it, dude. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I can't think of anything that like say really describes my gears in this, if you will. I just couldn't. But that also, I think that speaks to a point of again where I'll say how bland this felt. It was so bland that I couldn't find anything I did like that pissed me off enough to say, well, I really hate that. Um, but I do agree. Like I said, I couldn't figure it out. But I think you make a great point when you bring up the inconsistency of character designs, level layouts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think it's level 2 or 3. Uh, like 2-1, it's flying. Okay, so
Fuck.
this could be a board where you're flying, and then 2-2, you're doing the same thing you were doing in level 1.
Yes.
And it's just like, what the hell? It's like I was getting used to these cool new magic vehicles, if you will, or
Yeah.
changes. And it's like, but now it's like you're back to the original stuff. So it's like the variety disappeared again. So you get a little taste of it, but it's all you get.
100%.
So I think it could have used some of the lessons learned from Mario games, if you will, where one world was, grasslands, two was the air, three was the water. I think it would give a little more, um, I would say interest, but at least consistency to help pull the thoughts all together. And then later parts you could at least break it up again, but at least get me used to using something and before you take it away from me. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I agree with that. I'd say the inconsistency of it and just the boring nothing of it is really what irked me.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
definitely agree with a lot of that. I feel like what a lot of games do is they'll take something that a game did good and add on to it and try to progress it. And I feel like this game is the definition of almost doing that. They took an aspect from a lot of previous games but didn't fulfill that aspect of it. Like you said, instead of changing the world and keeping the new abilities, you just go back. And it feels like, my original playthrough, I'm playing and I'm like, oh, dude, this is, is it going to change every level what my magic powers is? This is awesome. Every world, it's going to, and then, yeah, literally, like you said, next level, I'm just marching around again. So I agree with that for sure. I mean, Aiden, add on to the gripe list.
I'm adding on to the gripe list. I don't like. I agree with some Larry said. I don't have anything that like genuinely like would make me mad about the game that I can sit here and point out like this is horrible about the game. It was really just the lack of uniqueness and the fact that nothing stood out. Like everything. Like I played this game. I'm not kidding. I played this game today. Today I played it a couple hours ago, and I can't really remember much about it. I mean, the
Yeah,
bosses
dude,
were
for real.
bland. Everything was easy, and there wasn't an aspect of this game where like you have everything. Like even a game that I didn't personally enjoy that much. I mean, it was a good game. Like Ducktales. I had the lowest rating out of all three of us, but there was parts of the game where I was like, yeah, this that's awesome. Like the moon level music is like top tier, and I like the mechanics and like yeah, this is really good. But I can't really say that about anything of this game. There's nothing that stands out to me. I mean, you had the cutscenes which weren't good, the bosses which weren't good. You had every average enemy was like bland. It didn't have a crazy standout character design. Sound design was okay. I actually didn't mind the sound design, but like I said, it's just the lack of uniqueness. Like touch on something CJ said. It's like they took like tropes and mechanics from other games, implemented into this game, and somehow made them worse. That's what I gotta say. Game was
Yeah,
boring. Game was boring.
yeah,
And
yeah.
at
I
least that
mean,
seems like a consensus.
yeah. I mean, really, I think to spin it at least in a more positive direction and kind of point out some things I liked about it. I mean, like I said, I felt like they almost did a lot right. It's like they were okay at a whole lot of stuff, but not good at anything. So, like, I liked the idea, the hot air balloon looking thing that doesn't have a balloon
Yeah.
attached, just the basket that's floating. I like the idea of it, and it felt, that's a lot of other games similar to this model. DuckTales is similar, and it will have little secret rooms and Mario and Kirby, stuff like that. But I feel like they show it to you, and then they don't change it the entire game, and it's like where to find it, and it's almost like a free life up. You instantly get a free little power boost, which is cool, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, it wasn't all the way finished. It felt like it. A lot of it feels unfinished. I did enjoy the different levels. In a way, it was nice. I've always been a hater of water levels. I'm never a fan of them. I did like that there was an on water that wasn't like Mario. Even the on water levels I always hated growing up. This felt a little different to where the on water level was at least not, hey, I'm on land and trying to avoid water. You're kind of in the water. I think the dolphin was a cool change up. I did enjoy at least that they tried to change up your abilities. Like Larry mentioned, the flying machines. Like Wasn't really a fan of the air balloon, but if you got the plane, it was pretty fucking cool. The dolphin, like I mentioned, and if you fight the boss in the underwater level, the little like Felix the Cat head that shoots missiles is pretty fucking cool. Like, I think the abilities they tried, and for what it's worth, the difference in abilities was fun. It at least kind of helped it freshen up a little bit and feel a little bit better. So I mean, overall, I did like that, and just they at least tried later in the game to paint a picture, with different levels. Like I said, the last level, it kind of almost feels like the Emperor March kind of music, and you're going up to the bad guy. It feels like they did a couple things right, and for what it's worth, also, I mean, the simplicity it takes away from the game. I think it also helps the game. I think Aiden had a really good point of this is a game I wasn't like, God, like I'm putting in my time. It didn't feel like, oh, I gotta clock in and play this game. Like it felt like, oh, like I'll play through it, I'll beat the game, I'll finish it out, like is what it is, I wasn't sick like Larry either, so that doesn't really want to make you play a game even if you like it. But it didn't feel like I was begging to get off of it, but it didn't really feel like I was begging to keep going either. So I mean, I think really my favorite part that it wasn't like you guys mentioned, there wasn't anything that just drug it down to the gutter. It wasn't a certain mechanic, a certain boss, a certain thing that killed it. It was just okay all around. Really the best part about the game is that they didn't mess anything up too bad. They did okay at the things they tried doing. So I mean, Larry, do you get any positive takeaways from it yourself?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm hearing you guys, and I'm trying to find it. But I think I have the same problem that I had of things I didn't like about the game. It was just so blah. It was so vanilla that it's like, yeah, okay, it's fair.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I'm going to attribute it seeing how you guys. It felt like I put in an hour and a half worth of playtime into it. And I only got to the end of level 3. But I think part of it was really just struggling to focus and try to keep things going. I mean, I even looked at it like, oh God, how long have I been? Didn't know. I didn't pay attention to it. Didn't clock it.
Yeah.
I actually had intentions of live streaming this because this was the first time I played it. But being sick, it's wasn't
Yeah.
something I felt like putting that on the internet for any reason. But no, I've got like I said, I really really liked about the game. Um, I'm definitely in agreement on the saying that it's okay. Um, I did like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the balloon. Um, what was the one after that? Was that like a plane or something?
Plane, yeah, the plane.
I remember the plane. I liked it. It was kind of all right. That was more of my jam on that one. And then his third one on the foot, when he was on ground, the car
The
looking thing.
car plane.
Oh, the
I
car.
thought it was a plane without wings, but Aiden said a car, and I was like, yeah, that probably is more accurate.
It had like the one tire or whatever. I liked the
Yeah.
tank and concept, but I didn't like the way it fired. So
Yeah.
the car was probably my most favorite magic thing there. So
You didn't like ride the dolphin on land, like it just didn't ever jump out of water?
didn't make it that far.
Fair enough. To loop you in on the minute detail you're missing, the dolphin didn't act any different on land than it did in water. It rode as if you were underwater, so it looked like you're just dragging a fucking dolphin by the fins, but faster. Like that was a weird one. It was funny, so I liked it, but it wasn't necessarily something that like, oh, dude, this is so cool. It was just kind of like, fucking dolphin. Like, I mean, that's where I got what I got from it. I
Well,
mean,
I might feeling better. I might actually have to at least give a small chance to go back and see what that's about. That sounds funny.
I mean, I like that part, but yeah, it wasn't necessarily like an awesome thing. It was just yeah, it was just kind of like us laughing at some of the dialogue in Metal Gear. It's one of those things where it didn't really, but it gave you a little laugh. Aiden, I mean, did you like the plane/car debatable? I'm gonna say plane since I already stuck by it, or the actual
Well,
plane.
like I said, I beat this game an hour ago, and I still think it's so one-dimensional. I don't have a lot of gripes or positives about it, but I will say, I I don't know if this is attributed to this game or just the era, the late stage NES, but I like the movement. Some of the abilities were cool. The movement was solid, but again, I don't. I'm sitting here struggling to find out what to say because it was such a one-dimensional game and I don't remember that much about it, and I beat it an hour ago. I'll say that again, and it's still nothing is standing out to me. I mean, some of the abilities were cool. That's it.
Was was the ending scene worth it?
Oh yeah, it was like,
No.
Kitty, thank you, and then or like, thank you, Felix the Cat, you saved me, congratulations. And it
And
was
she
literally just a
bounces on her
still screen,
ass.
and then
I like
bounces on her
that.
ass, and then they fly to Earth or something. I don't even know what they were flying to, but they were in space and flying. They flew to a planet. I thought we were on Earth the whole time. I don't know. Maybe I missed that part in the dialogue where they were actually going to different planets, but
So,
I
the
mean,
level
just
before the boss fight, which Aiden did bring up, I think we should add it to our gripe list. Larry, do yourself a favor, and if you do go back, just don't even play that part. It's forcefully moving you, which is fine. It's forcing you
Okay.
along. The only control you really have, you have a little bit of left, right, and up and down, just based on pressing like A, so you can hold it, kind of like the water levels. But you're in a spaceship, and it's really shitty some spaceships will come fly at you and shoot, but it's like they'll come towards the top of the screen and then like kind of half stop and float, and then they like zip the fuck out on the bottom. So like it's overly this the only difficult thing about the game is right there. There's some like mediocre
so,
asteroids you have to dodge.
and it's more difficult because it's one of those like thing where it's like slowly moving. Like they had those like kind of levels in Mario sometimes, but
Mhm.
it was moving so slow. I was like, if this was a regular
Yeah.
level, I would beat it 5 minutes ago. But because this was moving so slow, like it's
Yes,
painful, and you wanted to
100%.
like speed up, but you would get punished if you wanted to like go to the edge of the screen and get there as fast as possible.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it's in all the flying levels, which I didn't really notice because this is the only one I attempted it because like Aiden said it was so slow. At one point I just held myself off the screen at the top and was like, this is fine. And I was kind of bouncing back and forth and I noticed you'll start flashing. And I'm like, is this game glitching out? No, your spaceship goes away if you don't get a magic point. Your magic points slowly deteriorate, which I just never noticed throughout the game until this level because it just was so easy to kill stuff and get magic points. So yeah, no, I just
Yeah.
fell out the fucking spaceship and was like, oh, so you actually have to just deal with this, and it's almost more frustrating than difficult because again, the inconsistency of it. It's you throw this at me now on the second to last stage, and instead of it actually being like a challenge, it just more feels like Jesus Christ, can I get to the end of the fucking screen now?
Yeah, and I feel like this was the only level of the entire game where the screen was moving.
Yes.
Why are you introducing this mechanic to me for one level at the end of the game? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Ah, God,
Awesome.
you guys are hurting my score here because now I'm thinking of something else. Like the bosses, what really for me in a way, like don't get me wrong, everybody wants the feeling of the success of beating something. Like I said before in
Yeah.
prior episodes, sometimes the walkthrough makes me feel like I'm cheating in certain games, but this is like on the bosses, every single one of them had a specific mechanic that you could just absolutely abuse to kill it so quick. Like there was, I think the cowboy cat I literally killed before it like even came close to me. It was just spam the tank button and hide. It was basically a flat, one block up, a flat, one block down, a flat. And if you just kept hitting him before he came off, like he wasn't even making it halfway to me. And then like the last boss, kind of the same thing. Like don't get me wrong, in all these older games, there is a mechanic to beat the boss or a mechanic or two to beat the boss. This
Yeah.
shit, I kid you not, was just like the last boss. I was telling Aiden, I was like, dude, yeah, like it was kind of. It just feels like it comes at you out of nowhere, and it almost feels like it tries to just put you in panic mode. Once you just stop running, you literally can not even run or jump or anything. You can walk to the right, shoot it because it'll fly above you, kind of swoop towards you, but not close enough to hit you. So you just back up, shoot, walk the other way, shoot, walk the other way, shoot, walk the other way, shoot. That's the end boss. This is the
It's
dude
the
I've been
final
so pressed
boss.
to get Kitty back from. Like, I genuinely. It's like, and they had three of the little picnic fucking baskets, air balloon baskets on the ground that you could go into mid fight. It wouldn't reset his HP, and you could just get like the magic points. So you can go in there with nothing but the boxing glove, instantly jump into that, pop out, he spawns back at the top, instantly jump into the next, and guess what? Now you have the tank. Then you just kill him. Like it genuinely was one of the most anticlimactic boss fights of all time. So there's that.
I wonder if this, through this whole process, it goes from "I want your magic bag" to "I have your girlfriend" to the "I'm going to kill this guy so he quits calling."
Yeah,
That's what
right.
you made it sound like. By the end of it, it's like the only way I'm going to get him to go away is to kill him. So just, I guess if I get my girlfriend back, woo! I broke up with her 6 months ago.
Right.
So,
That's why.
Oh, he
That's why
wanted
he's
that
going
kitty.
home. He's like, dude, you're not getting my fucking magic bag. He's like, I have your girlfriend. He's like, well, through this process, I don't even want to keep coming. I'm just going home. He's like, hey, dude, I still have your girlfriend. He's like, fuck, dude, jeez, leave me
And by the
alone.
way, I'm on a different planet.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
He's like, she's still bitching about not coming to save her. God, man. Summons this magic bag and heads out. Yeah, I mean, really, to sum it up, final thoughts of it. If Aiden, I know you know what I'm talking about. I'll try to paint the picture for the viewers and Larry that hasn't played like 2K, the My Crew that we've been playing. So you get a pie chart basically that's like, I don't think it's called a pie chart technically. Maybe it is, but it's the circle, and it's got like different categories. It's like, y'all, your 3-point shot, your 2-point shot. So in this case, graphics, sound, mechanics, enemies. This is probably like, this is the whole circle. Say it's 10 feet. Everything is at a 5 all around. It's the definition to me of just
It's
a
not quite a
mediocre
pie
game.
chart, but
Whatever.
we
I
call
don't
it
know
a
what
pie
it's
chart.
called. Yeah, we just
I
call
don't
it a
know.
pie chart. But to me,
But it's like you have this small circle in the middle. Is like, and if you like this, you have everything like this, you're decent. But if you have everything maxed out to the circle, you're like really good. This is like everything's like okay. What he
yeah,
said.
typically in any game, you can't. It's hard to max out your every attribute. They, like I
yeah.
said, it feels like they're like, oh, did you guys see this from Mario? Like we got to do that. And then they kind of did it, and then they're like, well, did you see this from Mega Man? Like we got to try that. And then they kind of did it, and it felt like they never fully finished the shot. They just kind of they did it good enough so that it worked, and so that they could kind of be like, well, this is we're paying homage. This is where this came from.
Yeah, for
But
a better 2K
yeah,
analogy would be you put your attribute points in everything, but like 50 or below. Just everything. You put nothing in 99 or nothing
yeah,
to 80. You just put everything in 50 or below.
yeah. I'm guarding this guy. What's he good at? Is he good at shooting a 3? Well, he's okay at it. Is he good at? Can he dunk? He's good at it. Can he dribble? He's okay at it. It's just everything. Just okay. It's. I mean, I think it's just targeted at kids. Larry, you had a good point where it was more of, we're not going to release it in Japan. Just push it out. It's 3 years late for us. It looks okay. It plays okay. It sounds okay. It's just kind of too easy. I think it did perfect at keeping you on the game to get you to play it, but not good enough to keep you to want to play the game ever again. That's probably like why you said, you probably could find this for $10 at the rental place after, because, well, you played it and everybody was like, well, there's not really a reason to keep this ever. So
I have a score.
that's really where I'm at.
What do you think, Larry?
Well, I'm gonna throw something out here real quick. I just going through this episode here, talking with you guys, learning what I have about this. I'm going to lay to rest my theory on this game, and I am going to try it myself here to say, Shimida Kikaka is a guy who found Felix the Cat over in Japan 100 years after we made it here in America, almost 100 years ago, and he liked it. And he said, "Hey, I'm a game programmer. I'm going to try to make a game." And he whipped out this, and like I say, if you have passion, I give you all the respect in the world that you go to attempt to do something with that passion that you have. So I can't argue with that idea, but I don't think that Mr. Kakaka was the person who had any sort of gaming experience. I don't think he's ever made a game. He's played games like we have, but not even to a point where he's thought it out. He had the ability and he spit it out into software, and somehow Hudson Soft said, "Sure, we'll sell it," and that's what he got out of it. So at the end of the day, I think that's really where I'm putting my money in this, is that somebody fell in love with Felix the Cat and used it as a launch pad to make a video game that, not bad, buddy. Way to go.
Yeah, it's either he doesn't have a whole lot of gaming experience, or Mr. Kikaku was Mr. Kikaku was just trying to get a cash grab and being like, oh shit, this publisher is gonna pay me this amount of money if I made this dumbass game that everyone likes the cartoon of or whatever it is. I'll just make this game really quick and not gonna put that much time into it, and that's what it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the only scenario I feel like I would recommend this to somebody is if you either A, really like Felix the Cat, or you're really young and like cats. I mean, realistically, I don't think anybody that is probably listening to us shouldn't pick up this game. You know, if you are a little younger and you want to play through it, it's an okay play. I think Aiden said some good stuff with the. They honestly probably could have shortened it and just thrown this in an arcade cabinet and just made it a quarter game. I mean, it feels like something that is just a throwaway. I mean, I know like the Bendy Cat thing is kind of bigger for some younger kids and stuff too now. It looks similar enough. I mean, if they're into it, tell them it's Bendy Cat and let them play the game. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's me personally. If you got an hour to burn and you have played all kinds of NES games, give it a shot. I guess that's really my trying to recommend it. In Larry's case, you know, he's never played it, so kind of did have some excitement for it. He's disappointed, but I mean, there does get to a point where you do want something you've never really heard of or seen. If you want, give it a shot. But I mean, I'm not going to push you to it. I'm sure. I'm sure you guys probably feel similar, Larry. I mean, since it was your first time ever touching it, I'll let you sound off on that first.
Man, again, I don't know if it's Blue Monday, if it's being sick, if it's just the cold winter setting in. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. This is everything has been with this damn game. I mean, uh, try it. It's not the worst experience you'll ever have, but also don't expect a lot of the good experience out of it. Um, got nothing else better to do on a Wednesday afternoon. Play some Felix the Cat, see how it works for you. I mean, I said, I usually don't think you'll be disappointed. I just don't think you'll come out of it, feeling like you just played the best shit you ever played in your life either.
Won't be
100%.
enlightening. Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of touch on that and say, probably don't play this game. Probably won't have fun. I will never come back to this game. Probably. That's where I'm gonna
I
put
think
that
that's
short and
quick
sweet.
I think it's a quick hitter in my books. I'm not going to touch this game again. It didn't draw me in enough to. Larry, I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, like I said, part of me is a little intrigued by the dragon and dolphin thing. I'll live without it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate you for it. I mean, honestly, I think your time's better spent if you do have an hour and a half, hour to put into something. Your time's probably better spent on a lot of other NES games, specifically even ones that we've talked about already. That's how I
If you
feel
got an
about
hour to, if you got an hour to burn, go back and listen to one of our episodes. It's an hour better spent.
it. Honestly,
True.
it probably is. I was gonna say the most. If you told me I have to give you one reason to play this game or one place that you are to play this game, hopefully, I know it's available on Switch, PS4, and PS5. Pick it up on your Switch because you're waiting at the doctor's office. I mean, everybody knows when you're at the doctor's. I'll sit here on my phone for 3 hours, but if I'm at the doctor's, I just want to be at the doctor's. I want to get it over with. I feel like I'm bored on my phone. If that's how you feel, or if you're waiting on a flight and you're that bored, I mean, sure, pick it up. But
This game's on consoles.
yeah, they ported it to PS4, PS5, and Switch. They left Xbox out. I guess
No
Microsoft said
shit.
we're good. We're
Oh,
good, bro.
shit.
You
Well,
can
I'm
actually
Yeah.
get
proud to
this.
be an Xbox guy.
It was either in
You can actually
24
get.
or 23 that they ported it
Wow.
over. Yeah.
That's
Right?
interesting.
Okay, well, here's my recommendation. Don't waste your fucking money on that. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, play this
Yeah.
any way possible, which anybody who's gonna be on the internet, you know what the hell we're saying. But, yeah, don't put money into this fucking thing, dude. No.
Hell no.
So I mean,
No.
Larry, you obviously love the game. Felix the
I
Cat's
got a
probably the
score.
best game we've played. I want to hear the score from you, Larry. Let's hear it.
I was highly disappointed when we came into this, but like I say, talking to you guys about it, learning more about it, and draw my own fantasy about how this all came about. Um, it lands like everything else has in this fucking game. It's a 5. I mean, it's middle of the road. It's not bad. It's not good. Um, I was gonna go with a 4. That was just really just because I say it wasn't awful, but it's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah,
Daily
I have a score.
affirmations right there.
fair point. I know we can skip you, Aiden. We know it's a 10 in your books. You've been excited for weeks about it.
Oh
You've been
no, no,
looking it
I have it
up.
written down. I had this number. It might
Okay,
be reversed
let's hear
because it's on my phone, but
let's hear it.
it's a 3.
It's a 3.
Oh wow.
It's a
I
3.
like how you did that now. It's a
3.
3. Tell me why. Why is it a 3?
Well, like Larry said, it has nothing good, and it's all around okay, but it has some things that are bad. So it's not middle of the road for me because it has some things that are bad. The bosses aren't memorable. It's very easy. The characters aren't memorable. Like I said, middle of the road character design, middle road. I mean, the movement's the only thing that's maybe above a 5 for me. But other than that, everything's probably below a 4. I'm going with 3. That's my number.
I can't hate you for it. I mean, honestly,
Bad pick.
I agree with both of you in a way. I think I had a number, and it was a 5. And I think then I look at some of the games we've graded, and I think I would rather play. I think I enjoyed playing Donkey Kong more, and I gave Donkey Kong a 5. So I
Wow.
think I have to go with the 4. 4.5 is what I think I could go with. I mean, it has some redeeming qualities, but my big point being is it feels like out of everything they did right, they didn't do it right enough to the point to where it really gets a ton of credit
Yeah.
for it. So I mean, it's just Larry said it best. It's just okay, I don't think it's the worst game we've played, but it might be the worst game
I
we've
mean,
played, but it's not the worst game I've played ever. But it definitely doesn't.
I'd
it's
probably
it's,
rather
it's
play
Doesn't
this
do
than
much for
Paperboy, but if that counts. For the games that we drafted, I don't think that counts because that was an extra. But for the games that we drafted, this might be in contention for out of the games that we drafted. I think it is the worst game. I liked Kirby better.
right.
I like everything better now that I'm thinking about it. Non-extra games.
Well,
See,
yeah. I mean, definitely the drafted games. This is definitely have to come out as worse. I mean, you're making me feel
yeah.
like I've overbid on this even. So, I mean, I'm gonna play the game, dude. 5-0 right in the middle is that's about all I think I can go with it.
I think a big thing for me, the only thing I've rated lower than this game was Contra, and it came to an enjoyability thing. Contra was just so hard for me. This gets kind of to the point where it was so easy. So it's down there in similar fashion. Overall, this game has been considered average, and it gets a VGR podcast 4.2, put in our average tier. Our first average game of the season. And
Well,
saying that out
that sounds
loud,
all right.
yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty fitting. So I mean, hopefully this fuckery stops. Let's put it that way. Hopefully going forward we can turn a new leaf.
Well,
Yeah. Larry, I mean, to turn the leaf in the best fashion, do your best to do so, please.
I hope that I have brought a opportunity for something better to come in, but this is definitely going to be something different that I know we've not played anything like this. But to open it up, I will say I'm going to quote. I don't know if you call one of our greatest lyricists of all times, but definitely it's a song I think a lot of people know. I was going to sing this, but I'm not been in choir this week, so to quote, "She takes my money when I am in need. Yeah, she is a trifling friend indeed.
Damn
Oh,
right.
she is a gold digger way over town that digs on me." We're going to be playing Wall Street Kid. Um,
I would have
once you
sang it if
play
you
this,
asked me to.
I ain't letting you steal my glory, and I sure was like giving it away for free. But when you play this week, I think that will make more sense. This is definitely not an action game. This is in short, it's a stock market trade game, but there's point to what you're doing. So,
I'm here for it.
like I say, gold digger. Might as well just keep it going in the background because otherwise the other song will probably pierce your ears. But I think it's a decent game. I think it's going to be better than Felix, but we'll find out next week.
Hey,
Tune in.
That's what we got to do. Yeah, no, I'm excited to do something different next week. That's
And if you're listening to this on any audio platform, check us out on YouTube at VGR Podcast. We got some bangers coming up, guys. And I mean, make sure to like, share, follow. Show this to your grandma. Show this to your auntie. Put posters all around your school. What you got to do?
staple them around town.
That's it.
Yeah.
Share with it online definitely that you share this with one of your friends, and we'll get CJ to send you a topless picture.
I might do that. Yeah. I mean, if we get enough clicks, I could throw some maple syrup on there, some butter, some interesting things.
I'm gonna say a VGR OnlyFans is in the future.
Exclusive content. If you want to see me draw Mario on my bare stomach, subscribe today.
Sorry,
yeah,
we're gonna make it worth your content dollars.
Yeah. Don't know if it's gonna do what you probably think, but I got a stomach. I do have a stomach, and it could make it talk. So, yeah, that pretty much sums us up. I mean, we do have, like Larry said, we got Wall Street Kid coming up, and we do have some stuff on the low, like Aiden mentioned, coming your way too. Couple different things. So definitely be on the watch out. Check our social medias, and you'll be in tune soon enough. And basically, let me say this. Signing off. This is CJ.
My name's Steve.
I'm Larry.
Peace, y'all.
Later.
Thank y'all.